You know, I've always had faith in you. I've always had faith that you will know what's legitimate and what's not. And that you will always know when to react and how much to react. You know, and I know, that what is happening right now regarding Canada, the Canadian fires, the level of disaster, the health threats. People are talking about these particulate substances that can be ingested and inhaled are absolutely, positively life-threatening in cases. At least we don't know. Whenever the government overreacts, you know, look the other way. When it remains kind of quiet, here we are looking, and yesterday in New York City, the sky was orange, naranja. And it was the most tepid, well, you might want to stay inside. Kathy Hochul, this worthless governor, says, well, I don't know, it's hard to say. Don't really know. If it was COVID, there'd be lockdowns. You would have numbers to call in if you saw somebody outside. Remember how we had rat lines where you could pick up the phone and say, hey, I see people sitting together at a park bench. Remember that? Remember this overreaction? But yet when it comes to this, no one's saying anything? There is something, you're going to find out, mark my words, you're going to find out that there was something that was going on that either they didn't know about, knew about but didn't tell you, could have known about but didn't investigate, you name it. This is serious. And I'm not just saying this to be conspiratorial, but have you ever heard of these many fires, derailments? Not too long ago, we have friends in Colorado. The skies were red from the fires in the mountains, and nobody ever saw this before. And yet, what's so interesting is the deafening silence of the climate crew. Where are they? No, you got to know these people like I do. When they don't react, something's up. Now, before I continue, let me ask you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel. Please hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. That's also very, very critical. But I want you also to know something right now, which is really important and really critical. Right now, if ever you doubted the sagacity of having emergency food, you might want to think about it now. We're having now here in New York City, the biggest city in the nation, people saying stay inside. Don't go outside. They're not even really telling you to wear a mask, which is even more fascinating. Don't go outside. Could you handle 3 months, just you, having enough food for 3 months if you needed it? Let's say there was a catastrophe you've never seen before. Could you do it? What would you do? What would you have available? What? Some spaghetti? Think about it. Think about what's in your cupboards right now. Think about what you would do all of a sudden, because when it happens, it's not by the way, next week we're going to have the catastrophe. No. My Patriot Supply is the premier site, if you will. And here is the deal. If you use this code, preparewithlionel.com, you can get a 3-month emergency food supply and, ready for this, save $200 right off the top. 2,000 calories a day, 21 varieties of foods, up to a 25-year shelf life, with delicious breakfast, lunches, dinners, drinks, snacks, in resealable, heavy-duty, 4-layer pouches with oxygen absorbers, 120 pounds of food stacked in these beautiful little modular stacks, no MSG added, sealed into 6 rugged, water-resistant buckets. Put it in your closet, put it in your garage, wherever, and it's there when you need it, and you will need it. Preparewithlionel.com. I have the link attached right here. Think about it. I don't know. I mean, fate is calling you. Preparewithlionel.com. Now, my friends, as you know, there are some wonderful people out there that we love and we always go to and we look to give us a new perspective. They're called conspiracy theorists because either they're exciting, scary, or nobody else is talking about them. And we're talking about everything from tectonic plates being moved that release underground heat to somebody even suggested these directed energy weapons, which I've always heard about. I find them to be fascinating. I don't know where the evidence of this is. I'm not poo-pooing anything. I'm not, believe me. I'm just saying there's a lot of wonderful people with fecund, brilliant imaginations who were talking about this. And then there are other folks who are just, oh, well, when's this going to pass? Is it going to be gone by the weekend? Clueless. Overreacting when it comes to COVID, overreacting when it comes to wearing a mask, going nuts about distancing and getting shots and this, which I'm not saying was wrong, but the lack of reaction in this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look how they are reacting. Dear God, what is this? What is happening? I'm telling you, it is the strangest thing I have ever seen. Nobody seems to care. It's the weirdest thing. You've got one group over here saying, wait a minute, this is something, great sights. People looking at the satellite imagery. What is this? What's going on? Why is this? Where are the climate change freaks? Where's Greta Thunberg? There is more. Listen to this. Listen to what I put. This is on my YouTube. My YouTube. This is YouTube. What the hell am I talking about? This is my Twitter. Twitter is called Twitter. That's what it's called. It's called Twitter. Listen to this. And I want to share this with you. I'm going to read this. Please, just don't be alarmed. Stand by. Stand by. Oh, here we go. Stand by. Here we go. Carbon dioxide, and by the way, this is from preventionweb.net. This is regarding fires in 2021. Carbon dioxide emissions from wildfires, which have been gradually increasing since 2000, spiked drastically to a record high in 2021. This is according to an international team of researchers led by Earth system scientists at the University of California. It goes on to say that nearly a half a gigaton of carbon, that's 1.76 billion tons of carbon dioxide, were released from burning boreal forests in North America and Eurasia. Boreal forests. What are boreal forests? This is Canada's boreal forest is a vast region comprising about a third of the circumpolar boreal forest that rings the United States. You know what? Let me just, while I'm talking about this, I always tell you, look things up. What is boreal? This is a term that we're hearing constantly. And I, being the consummate, boreal means of, relating, or located in northern regions. Boreal waters. Boreal. This is from the word, the derivation of this. I don't even know the derivation of this. But don't you think it's important to know this? Boreal. I'm thinking borealis. But anyway, let me go back to what I was saying. Please always look up words. Always make sure you run to your dictionary. Okay. Nearly a half a gigaton was released from burning boreal forests in North America and Eurasia in 2021, 150% higher than annual mean CO2 emissions between 2000 and 2020. Now, they say that according to measurements, boreal fires in 2021 shattered records This is according to some of the various scientists, including someone by the name of Stephen Davis. These fires are 2 decades of rapid warming and extreme drought coming to roost. The escalation of wildfires in the Boreal region is anticipated to accelerate the release of the large carbon storage in the permafrost soil layer, and to make it, let me just stop right there, and to never give you the impression that I'm reading something and that I'm an expert in it. What I'm saying, and what is critical, is that these folks who fancy themselves to be the experts in this particular line of work are going crazy, yet there is a deafening silence on the part of the usual suspects. Nobody's screaming for Trudeau to fix this. Nobody is talking about the potential liability that Canada might have. Because think about this. If you have a house on your property and it catches on fire and you're not able to prevent it, or the fire department doesn't come, and it ends up taking out an entire neighborhood, you don't think there's any concomitant liability? I do. So listen to the silence. Listen to this. You want climate reparations. We've got the CRT group and the 1619 Project talking about now climate reparations. Climate is everything. You've got a generation of kids who are losing their minds over the climate. This is as climatic, and yes, climatic versus climactic. This is as climate related as you can get. And the aftermath. What does this do to birds, bees, infrastructure, flowers, the things that we care about? Nobody's saying a word about it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I've never seen so many fires, so many trains derailing everywhere. When did trains derail? East Palestine, forget it. We don't talk about it. That's why I'm telling you right now, and I don't care, I want everybody to know this. In 2024, I'm writing in Bobby Kennedy Jr. I am taking this group of politicians and I'm done with them. Done. I don't care. Let me vote now. Just let me vote now. I've had it. Because nothing that even remotely is important is addressed. And we're talking more about this damn Target boycott and Dylan Mulvaney and light beer than we are the collapse of the infrastructure, the ecosystem. At least that's what they're telling me. And the usual suspects aren't saying a word. Think about this. This thing is so rotten, it's not even funny. Now do me a favor, dear friends. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. And whatever you do. And don't forget, our dear friends with preparewithlionel.com. Go there. Just don't take my word for it. Well, do, but look at what's available. Because if you were told you can't go out for a month, let's say there's multiple fires. Let's say it never got better. I'm just whatever, or didn't get better for 6 months. What are you going to do? Your government doesn't care about catastrophe. We're a country that went crazy with toilet paper runs during COVID, and COVID had nothing to do with toilet paper, if you know what I mean. All right? So let's leave it at that, dear friends. Let's leave it at that. Preparewithlionel.com. And now, I want you to do yourself a favor. And I beg, beseech, entreat, and importune you to comment as you see fit.